Hi, today we will be discussing the circle of fifths. The circle of fifths is generally defined as a geometrical representation of relationships among the 12 pitch classes of the chromatic scale in pitch class space. This is an example of one. It is called a circle of fifths because each of the pitches are an interval of a fifth apart, or 7 semitones apart, from each other when looking clockwise. Here, for example, G and D are separated by a fifth, or 7 semitones. As you can see, the circle starts with a C. Going clockwise, it increases in intervals of fifths. A sharp is added to the key signature with each increase until the bottom of the circle. 6 sharps is equivalent to 6 flats, which is why G flat major and F sharp major occupy the same position. Continuing clockwise, the key signatures decrease in flats until the circle returns to C, forming a perfect cycle. This technique also works for minor keys, which can be seen in the inner circle. This circle is often used for reference in classical music, whereas the circle of fourths, which is the same circle but read counterclockwise, is more commonly used in jazz. When read counterclockwise, the intervals in this chart are all fourths rather than fifths. Now, looking at the circle, we can see that every time you go up a fifth, one sharp is added or one flat is subtracted. This is useful for learning and memorizing all 24 major and minor scales, as well as chord and key relationships. Now, let's look at different terms in the definition to help us understand the circle of fifths. First, we're going to define the chromatic scale, which is essentially a scale made up of all 12 semitones, or pitches. All of these 12 are represented in the circle of fifths, and on the piano, it is played by playing all the keys in an octave, which can be seen on the right. The score for a one-octave chromatic scale is shown below, ascending and descending. Every note in between the low and high Cs is notated. Here is what it sounds like. Next, we are going to look at pitch class. A pitch class is a set of all pitches which are a whole number of musical octaves apart. There are 12 pitches or notes, and therefore 12 pitch classes. Notation is used with a pitch and an integer for representing octave. On the right is a visual example of some of the ones for the C pitch. Here is what it sounds like. As you can see, all of the notes are C, but they're different octaves. Now for pitch class space, which is what the circle of fifths is shown on. Pitch class space is a circular space for representation of the pitch classes in an octave. This means there are no distinctions between tones separated by octaves, such as that C1 and C4 are represented on the same point, as well as D1 and D4. Now, here, there is a variation of the circle of fifths, showing chord progressions. The circle of fifths has many uses and even shows up in music. And while the full 12 tones of the circle of fifths doesn't usually appear in music, the progression is often used in many styles of music, if not all. The cycle of the circle of fifths can be used as harmony to add tension or to make songs more expressive and evocative. That is all for today, and I hope this video has helped you with your music theory and understanding of the circle of fifths. Thank you for watching.